Welcome to a new episode of the Focus Bee Show. Absolutely love today's topic about leveling up. The reason why I feel this is such a fascinating topic is because it is so easy for all of us to get stuck in our comfort zone. And we might think of it as something that's already difficult because it used to be difficult for us, but it's now become our comfort zone. And so the challenge is, if we want to keep growing, if we want to keep learning, if we want to keep being fulfilled through the learning and the growth, to constantly level up. Never settle. I remember a time in my life when I felt I saturated with personal development. I remember thinking, this is so tiresome because you're never there. I remember after being coached with my coach thinking, and now there's this, and I've just discovered that, and there's still this. And I thought, wow, you just never get there. But that was the wrong perception. There's nowhere to get to. Life's a journey, and you just learn and grow as you go along. A bit like when you're a kid, you first learn to walk, and when you learn to walk, and then you go to school, and then you learn these topics, and so it's all just a journey of progression. And if we think that growing is challenging or difficult, and we decide that settling, that's comfortable, that's easy, that's nice, what happens is we get bored, we get frustrated, we get dissatisfied, unfulfilled. Growth and progress and learning is really what keeps us alive. So we can't stay in our comfort zone. And I'm sorry if you enjoy it there. I'm sorry if it makes you feel comfortable and certain and safe. Because you're never going to be fulfilled if you just stay there. And comfort zone can be a lot of different things. It can be in terms of certain abilities that you have. Let's say you're already good in an instrument, but you're always playing the same type of pieces, not learning a new piece that's slightly more challenging. That's one example. It can be in languages. You already speak 1 or 2 or 3 or more languages, but you just settle there. You don't learn new vocabulary. You don't practice it more. You don't improve the writing. I know I could do with improving my writing in some of the foreign languages I speak. So there's always room for development and growth. Or learn a new language, or in a sport, level up, level up, level up. Because they'll make you happy. Happiness comes from this leveling up, this going from one stage to the next. And I think sometimes we believe that learning is purely intellectual. So we'll pick up a few books, read some books and be like, I've grown now. I know more stuff. I hate to disappoint you, but that doesn't make you grow. You learn a few cool things. Interesting. You can have some conversations on those topics. Great. But implementation is when you grow. So you might read a whole book on meditation and be able to have an extensive conversation on the benefits of it. Great. But if you don't actually meditate, you're not going to reap the benefits of meditation. And the same goes with exercise, and the same goes with your business. Anything that you're working or focusing on, you will only reap the rewards if you put in the action that follows. So the idea behind leveling up is a combination of first looking at the different areas in your life where you want to level up, which areas, and what will it look like once you've leveled up, and then putting in place the strategy. And the strategy will roughly look like, what is it you want to achieve? What do you need to learn, read about, for sure, watch videos, all of that. And then what plan of action are you going to put in place so that you see a tangible result of you leveling up. So if you place the intention of improving your written skills in a language, or getting better at this sport, or going to the next level in your business, how will you know what's going to be the tangible result and outcome that will prove to you that you've gotten to that next stage? That's important. Because if you don't know what it looks like, no one could tell you. But more importantly, I think it's about noticing when you become too comfortable. Noticing when you've reached a stage where you're just not feeling that challenged. And like I said earlier, this might come across as paradoxical or strange, because you might think, but at one point in my life, that would have been scary. But now it's not. And now it's almost easy. So what am I going to do to challenge myself? This is all the more important if you're a business owner and you don't have any external people telling you what to do. You don't have a boss. You're your own boss. That's great. But then it's easy to settle. It's easy to take on the same clients, the same type of projects, things that you know. It's comfortable. You'll do a good job and you'll get paid. And you'll also get bored and stop learning and dissatisfied. Or maybe you don't and you're perfectly happy with the same all the time. But let's not forget that leveling up isn't just getting to a next stage in business or workouts or languages, but it can also be in terms of mindset. It can also be just things you weren't used to trying or tackling. Having a hard conversation with someone when before you used to really struggle to open up, that's leveling up. It's not just about getting better in sports or business or hobbies, or it's also about challenging yourself to do something that feels a bit scary, but that will serve you and is for the greater good and is important for you to do. So if you're a natural people pleaser, someone who naturally puts others first, wonderful. In terms of being generous and caring and kind, fantastic. But then when you start to put boundaries in place and say, well, actually that time doesn't work for me. Or actually I'd prefer to do it this way. Or do you mind if we have a conversation about this? I'm not sure that I agree with you. You're leveling up. That is huge level up for someone with people pleaser tendencies. So it's not all about just external results looking better. It's a lot about how we deal with things in life. For instance, as adults, we are reluctant to learn new things. This is a huge part of comfort zone. We're afraid we're going to fail. We're afraid of what people will think. We don't trust ourselves. And so when something is new, we think it's going to be hard and we put it off, or we don't want to do it, or we don't challenge ourselves. This can be a hobby, but it can also be a paperwork thing. It can be a social media tool or strategy we're not used to. Anything that's a bit different and new, we are initially reluctant to. And us taking that leap and doing it, that's leveling up. You knowing that there's that tool that you kind of should learn to use, but it seems a bit daunting and you don't know how, and then you start to do it and get a mentor or a course to work on it, that's leveling up. So it's continuously choosing consciously something that's a bit harder, doesn't have to be impossible, but a bit harder, but then it's so much more rewarding, and you feel the growth and you feel the progress and you feel your thought patterns and your emotions and everything change in you as you take on challenge after challenge after challenge after challenge after challenge, and you just feel this expansion and the potential increasing and growing. So it's truly magical. I am so passionate about leveling up, because every so often, just like everyone, I think, I feel I plateau every so often, whether it's in business or languages or anything. And then I remember and I think, oh yeah, let me level up. What else can I learn? Who can I talk to? How can I go to the next level? And you don't have to level up in all areas at the same time. You can stay at your mediocre level of Spanish or, Arab or Chinese or whatever language that you're learning and stay there for a bit, but increase in your sports or your business. But just remember that there's room for improvement everywhere, and that's okay. We're never going to be perfect, and we're always going to grow and improve. And that's what's fun. That's what's enjoyable. That's what's great. And who we become in this journey is amazing and so satisfying. And remember, there's no perfect, there's no ultimate destination. It's all about just taking on these challenges. And whatever is a challenge to you is a different challenge to someone else. Something might be easy for you and super hard for someone else, or really hard for you and super easy for someone else. And that's fine. It's not a competition. If it's leveling up for you, that's what matters. So continue growing, continuing level up, continue tapping into your potential. And if you want to see my free masterclass on inner transformation for outer success, then click in the link below. It will help you to take on the tools that you need to build on external success through inner transformation. Love today's topic on leveling up. Let me know in a review or a comment how this has helped you, how you intend to implement leveling up in your life. And thank you so much for being here with me. Wishing you a great day, a wonderful week, a month ahead. Thank you for tuning in.